This is a ballot for the March election of a board member at the Sundance Active Adult Homeowners Association. There's two people running for the board. I happen to be one. I'm on the top, Seward Lasham. Well, to start out with, they got my middle initial wrong. My middle initial is an L, and I don't know where they got the L, but it isn't there. It's an indication of the professionalism of the people who work over at the Sundance Active Adult Homeowners Association. I don't think anywhere it's recorded. They had to have a middle initial. If they didn't know what it was, they should have called me. If they didn't have the correct one, they should have called me. This is not correct, okay? But I'm running, and part of my statement was I'm running against David J. Stump. And what I want to do, if I become a member, my goal as a member is to get the tee box on the hole number 6, the ladies' tee box, the forward end of the ladies' tee box. I want to make it compliant to the grading maps, to the original building maps, as a catch basin. On the utility maps, the original planning utility maps and the original grading maps that were produced in 2002, it shows up in both places as a catch basin. And it's not being used as a catch basin. And tract A is not being used properly as a drainage easement out of parcel 12 that produces water or lets water flow into that catch basin. Because the catch basin's been converted to a tee box, they don't want any water, runoff water, running out of tract A or parcel 12 onto the golf course. It was filled in 10 years ago by whoever, Hancock, Meritage, because the tee box was there instead of a catch basin. They have filled it in again, and they put a threshold at the end of tract A where the only time that water runs out of tract A is only in the most severe storms like the 100-year storm. The end of the tract A on the golf course side is almost as high as the curb on the other end. And there's a low spot in the middle. So it's used as a catch basin. They're storing water up in that corner. All the rainwater and runoff water through any rain event gets stored on the lots 317, 318, 316, and it's causing problems, and it's not supposed to be stored on those lots. Tract A is supposed to be a compliant, graded catch basin or a drainage tract that delivers water to the catch basin where the tee box is. So I'm up against the golf course. And I'm up against the HOA because none of them want to acknowledge this non-compliance. They don't want to deal with it because it's going to cost them money to fix it. Now, like I said, this ballot right here would appear that it's confidential. It's private. You don't have to fill out your name or anything on it. But I will read you this at the bottom of the ballot. These are the instructions once you've filled out the ballot, what you have to do with it. Once this ballot is completed, please return it to the association in the enclosed, pre-addressed, postage-paid envelope. Mail-in ballots must be returned to the association office by close of business by the day before the meeting, no later than March 11th by 5 p.m. or brought in person in the envelope provided to the meeting on March 12th, 2:15 in order to be counted. In both instances, you have to return it with the envelope that was provided when they sent you the ballot. If you bring it in, you have to bring it in the envelope provided. If you mail it in, you have to mail it in the envelope provided. This is the problem I have with the lack of confidentiality about this vote. This is an example of the envelope that you have to mail it back to the HOA in. This is my envelope. I'm in parcel 12, so here it is, AO, that means parcel 12, and lot 316, that's my lot. So everybody that votes for a candidate from the HOA and AAM, Associate Asset Management, has the tools to record who voted and who they voted for. If you choose not to vote, they're going to know it. Okay? They know who votes and who doesn't, and when you do vote, they know who you voted for. All they have to do is set up 3 columns on a ledger. The first column is, before they open up this envelope, is they record the lot number. And in the next 2 columns, they put a check for what candidate you voted for. To me, it goes against everything I've ever learned about confidence and privacy of being able to vote for somebody. Okay? Vote for them in confidence that your vote will be a secret vote, that it won't be revealed. This is big brotherism. This is the all-seeing eye being applied by AAM and the Sundance Adult Village Homeowners Association. They're keeping track of who voted and who the people that did vote, who they voted for. Now, the problem I have is, since I'm challenging the golf course and the HOA about the compliance of track day and the tee box on the 6th hole, anybody that's a member of our community who's an employee of the golf course, and the reason they'd like to be an employee of the golf course is because they get free golf as an employee, they have to think twice about who they vote for, because if they vote for me, if they sympathize with me or have empathy for me as to my desire to get that tee box and track day put back in compliance, they have to think twice, because if they vote for me, it's going to be recorded. It's going to be recorded in a ledger that they voted against the golf course. By voting for me, they voted against the golf course. Also, people who work in the Sundance active adult community, whether they're a receptionist at the front desk or they're on a committee for the Sundance active adult community, and there are several people that hold positions like that who are members of the community, their vote's going to be counted and recorded, and who they voted for is going to be recorded. So, if they want to keep their position with the Sundance active adult community, they want to keep their employment with the Sundance active adult community, they're going to have to think twice about voting for me. I don't like this. This is wrong. This is an unfair advantage. It's totally unfair. People should be able to vote who they want to vote for in confidence that their vote will be a private vote and there will be confidentiality. This is, like I said, Big Brother. This is 1984 right here, being practiced by AAM and the Sundance active adult community. They've made a shambles of any voting for any candidate, because they're going to keep track. They're going to figure out who's with us and who's against us. If anybody votes for Mr. Lasham, they're against us, and we don't need them around us. And if anybody that votes for me can be a target for their witch hunts with their CC&R enforcements. If I get elected, the first thing I'm going to do, or the first request I'm going to make, is to get rid of this coding that's on any ballot envelopes. This is unfair. It's only there for one reason, to find out who voted for who. And that is not, it goes against everything I've ever known about a democratic